Hey, y'all. Hey. So I see we already got some people here. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we have our very special guest, our friend of the group, Niles Ramadan. I can never say his name. I guess I should get that right. Who is here from City Rhythm, ready to debut his new fragrance. I can't believe he's given us the time when we are on the countdown. Only 11 more days to go. So say hi to my counterparts. Hey y'all!
Hey everyone!
Yeah,
Happy Monday!
Child, like Monday night. Okay, so we are so thankful that Jess, you made it back in time because we were worried. That was number one. Whether or not you were going to make it back in time because we thought we were really going to have some logistical issues.
Yeah, could you imagine the one that sets these up doesn't get to join? That's awful.
Okay, up. Look at that. Up. Look at that. Margaret was the first one on. Look at that. Okay. Hey, Laura Good. Yep, we're watching. Okay, we're watching and we're watching. And we're going to bring the man of the hour to you because this is literally, he's giving us the time in the middle of his storm. If you've been following him, you see he is on a world tour, not just to Martha's Vineyard, but we're going to go there tonight.
Hey, how are you guys?
So thank you for joining us tonight. We know, the group, you're a friend of the group. And so they follow you and stalk you and all those things. So we've seen you out in Barcelona, hobnobbing with the I guess the rich and famous of perfume land, some of the most exciting perfumers that we know. You have got quite a group already on. They are excited. They are ready. And we know you got a lot going on. So mostly first, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a blessing to be, seen and heard and listened to and just to be present,
I mean, it's got to be an exciting time.
Yeah.
Premieres always are.
Yeah. So I guess maybe we should start from my trip to Barcelona.
Oh, yeah. We were definitely going there. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that I did not know what to expect. We went there and we were told not to wear red. I was like, maybe that's some culture thing. So
right?
That's what I thought, but that wasn't it, actually.
Football?
So we get there, the bus picks us up from the hotel, takes us this remote, kind of like ruins looking place. It's like these Stonehenges type of thing. And it was just unreal how it looked. Like you would never expect it. And then I realized there was only one person wearing red, and it was Chris Maurice. So he didn't want anyone else to wear red, so he could stand out and people can find him, which I get, because there were literally hundreds of people there. And you're hearing all these different languages from Hindi to Spanish to French. You're hearing people from all over the world. And it really hit me how big the industry is just from his company only, from 100 years of perfumery, right? His great grandfather to his father, then to him. And then you really see that lineage, you see all the groups of people that know every generation almost. And it really took me, like I had to step back a little bit, like, wow, I'm really part of this. It's so big, you know what I mean? And not just big, it's so deep. There's so much to know. There's so many people to know. And I was just in awe I was like, okay, this is not a joke. This industry is serious in the sense of like, there's so much history, so much culture, and his event was so epic. It was so well put together. He had a sensory experience where you can go smell certain fragrances that he made for different brands, like Xerjoff. He had projectors everywhere. And
well,
then
I'm going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Because you're talking to us directly. But remember, we've got a group full of newbies who you are the most famous perfumer they know. Okay. So, woo. So first, I mean, really, it is so. One of the funniest things was when Bazzaglia was talking about, his idol, when he met his idol. And I'm like, do you know how many people you are the idol of? And he really doesn't see that. He's too busy being excited about when he met, his Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So for you, you're meeting your Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, to these people, you are Michael Jackson.
Right.
So first, what was the event in Barcelona for? And who is more? They don't know.
Right. So the event in Barcelona was for a 100-year celebration of Carbonell. Carbonell makes they're a supplier for different brands, and they're perfumers. So that's a company called Carbonell. And Chris Maurice is one of the perfumers. He's also the perfumer on my fragrance, my Barcelona fragrance. He's also done a lot of stuff for Xerjoff, Suspiro, Sarah Baker, quite a few more. I just can't remember. So that's what it was about. They were just celebrating 100 years. Crazy. And he had fire all over the place. He had lights. He had drinks inspired by certain fragrances. It was just so well put together. And I was
he
like,
stole our idea, y'all. He stole our idea. He's been in our group getting what to do.
I've never been part of something so extravagant. And I do a lot of events, and I've been to a lot of events, but that was well thought out. But yeah, that was my Barcelona experience over there. It was just insane. And he doesn't do interviews. So if you see any of the footage, he's not talking in any of them. He's taking pictures, he's walking around, but he doesn't do interviews.
Well, that's interesting.
You might find that as a challenge.
Yeah. And he's very strict on it. But he's a cool guy. He's very humble. But for some reason, he used to do it, and he stopped doing it. And I don't know the full story.
All it takes is one to go wrong.
Yeah. I think that something may have happened. So, but yeah, that was Barcelona. But
I mean, so how long were you there?
Well, the 19th to the 22nd. So
it seemed like you were there forever. So there was a lot going on because I was following it, and I thought it was like a week.
It felt longer, but it's like the flight takes up most of the first day.
Sure.
And then the jet lag. So I was really there for a day and a half ish. And then the next, the last day was just traveling. So
you didn't even get a chance to really see the city. But I'm guessing you were there before, though, obviously, when you were making Barcelona. So
Yes. So yeah, I just saw a different part of the city and experienced different things, but it was a short trip because I had to come back to get ready for Martha's Vineyard. So
you're going to New York tomorrow.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So you're going to New York tomorrow. We're going there for what exactly?
I don't know if you guys know, there's a store opening called Emmanuel in New York City.
Yes, I did hear that.
Right. How are you guys far from New York?
I am.
Yes, we're in Florida.
Well, we're in Florida. She's in Jersey. She could go.
You're in Jersey? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna invite you then. I'll send you the invite if you want to come.
Well, geez, when is it? Because I might just have to fly in.
It's Wednesday. Wednesday.
It's Wednesday? Or tomorrow?
Wednesday, the 4th.
No, Wednesday.
So that's today's the 2nd.
I could actually do that.
Third,
yeah, I could actually do that. Where in New York?
Wait, I might fly in. We'll talk about this after.
Okay, I could just shoot you guys the
no, seriously, because Jess will be like, "Here we come."
So the reason why it's so important to me, well, it's the first store in New York City that's going to carry my fragrances.
Is it?
The first store. No one's ever been interested in New York City. I've asked around, and it just never happened. I'm all over the place. I'm in Beverly Hills. I'm in certain islands. I'm in Florida. I'm in Netherlands. I'm in Europe, but not in New York City, and that's where I started. So they're the first one. Yeah. They're the first one.
So when you put that imagery up, and I told you that it was you taking over the place that inspired you.
You see? Yeah. Look at that.
There you go.
But what's more important is that I'm a partner in the store. Yeah. So it's like my flagship store kind of thing, but not only revolved around me. Like we're gonna sell all the other brands also.
Can I come and buy a bottle of Martha's Vineyard?
Yeah, I'm gonna have it there. I'm gonna have at least 20 bottles there to start off with.
You better hold one for me. If I got to be coming across the street.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is me plugging myself because I'm lazy and I don't want to go nowhere. But so where in New York though? That's a big place. Where in New York?
So it's right between Hudson Yards Village and Times Square. It's on 39th Street.
Okay, so almost right where Scent Explorer was.
Yeah, it's not
far. Yeah, basically.
320.
Yeah, I'm like basically right where Scent Explorer was.
Yeah, 329 West 29th Street.
Talk.
Oh, I just sent you the invite.
Thank you.
Send it to
So
me
that's
too.
what I'm going for.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, so that's what I'm going to New York for.
Okay, so what's the name of it again?
Emmanuel.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the significance of that?
I'm sorry.
I feel like for all three of us, three partners, it has its own meaning. They came up with the name. They have their own meaning. But for me, Emmanuel means God with us. You know, and I'm a firm believer. I'm not religious, but I'm a firm believer in Christ. And it just so happened that the first store in New York City that's carrying my stuff is also named after, you know, the whole like the Christ basically, and it's crazy. It's just crazy.
The Alpha and the Omega, baby.
Yeah. So for me, it's very important to be there for the grand opening, and it's not just about me, the grand opening. It's about the other partners too, and about the store. One of the guys, he is a fashion designer, and he makes clothing for important people and celebrities and stuff. And the other guy is a makeup artist, but also very well connected in the movie industry and the perfume industry. And then there's me. I have my own network of people. So we're going to try to make that store a very significant store in New York City when it comes to niche perfume and fashion.
So it will be more than just the fragrance. It'll have
that was the question.
Clothing and makeup as well.
Yes, probably not the makeup, but mainly clothing and perfume. But mainly perfume. And it's a very big place. Like for like most boutique stores, they tend to be a little small. This place is pretty big. It could probably easily hold 100 people. And then there's a back room, like a whole photo shoot room, because the place was used by Louis Vuitton before us. And Louis Vuitton outgrew it. So they left a whole photo studio. They left some furniture. A lot of cool stuff they left. So it was used by them before. So it's pretty cool. Good vibes in there.
That's amazing.
It's insane.
So now you're looking at being on the other side of things. Now, so you're going to have a store. How are you going to decide what fragrances besides your own that you're going to carry?
I guess it'll come down to like a group decision type of thing. But I'm more not a silent partner, but I'm kind of in the background because of how much I'm involved in City Rhythm. So they know that. But I'll be in New York City more often to, you know, be more present there. But I do have a say what goes in there. So, but yeah, I want to carry all the big brands, all the up and coming, the niche, the indies, you know. So.
Well, keep us. We can help you stock that store.
Yeah.
We know what needs to go in.
So it's gonna be exciting. It's a whole
the rest
new
of that is just remember that the one lesson that Near taught us is you want to, but you still got to make sure that your inventory is going to move, and that's always the scary part. So that becomes, you know, when it becomes not just a question of square footage, it becomes, and also, you know, what do you want your brand to look like? Just like we put all this idea and thought process in the city rhythm, like what are you wanting for a manual? I mean, that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
Yeah, to me, it makes more sense than to have just a standalone City Rhythm store. Having other brands, you can make more. You can actually pay your rent. You don't have to struggle because now people are not just looking for City Rhythm. They can come there and buy Zerjoff or all these other brands, Mind Games and all that. You know, so we're trying our best to really push it.
Like obviously, if you're opening on Wednesday, then you have you're staffed. Did you find it hard to find people that were qualified to represent you in the fragrance space, as far as knowing all of these different brands that you're offering, knowing a lot about perfumery in general, and you know, being able to talk to customers, you know,
right,
over the whole spectrum?
So Dustin, he's the main guy that's behind the fragrance part of it. He worked for Oswald for years. You know Oswald in New York City?
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah, so he was one of the managers. He really helped grow them into what they are. And he took all of his knowledge from doing that for so many years. So he's well connected and he's well versed. So right now we don't have a ton of employees because it's still the baby stages of opening. Like, yeah, so it's just him and his husband, and then I think they're gonna just hire some help for in the back end. But one of my ideas is to like probably ask an influencer every now and then, hey, I'll pay you for the day. You want to come in and talk to customers? You know what I mean? Explain this to them. I feel like that is more, I don't know. Influencers or people who are enthusiasts, they know. You know what I mean? Especially if I'm doing an event, because I will do events there. I will ask some people, some influencers and stuff like, hey, you want to come and help me sell some product?
Yeah.
So those are little ideas I have, but they've got it pretty down packed for now until things really kick off.
So is it invite only? Is it for Wednesday?
For Wednesday right now it's invite only. The store is open, but it's we already have about 175 people RSVP.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And we have
so it's going to be a whole crush. Is there any color that we can't wear?
No, I don't think so. But he has some pretty important people coming in New York City that I've never heard of. But it'll be fun. It's like fashion and perfume, and it goes together, I would say. It's the beauty industry. So yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I'm totally off on this tangent because this was such news to me. So I'm like, I'm like, I want to talk about that. But I want to talk about, have you been floating Martha's Vineyard out there a little bit? What has been the initial reactions? Because I haven't been seeing them.
Yeah, I haven't sent anything out because right now we're still in the process of filling bottles and keeping up with the website. So we have to like balance tasks right now. So we're filling right now, but we'll be definitely be ready on the 13th. But I haven't sent anything out to anyone yet. But I do plan to. I did send one out to someone as a wedding gift.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, because they're getting married before I can launch it. So I was like, all right, I'll send it out to you as a wedding gift so you can wear it on your wedding day.
Are they getting married in Martha's Vineyard?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, make sure that you send some to Michelle Obama.
If I can get her address. But yeah, and then on to Martha's Vineyard. I did not know what to expect when going there.
You've never been there before?
No, I've never been there.
I've never been there.
So how you just going to decide you're going to wake up and emote Martha's Vineyard?
It just happens. I'm telling you. Like, when you smell it, you'll understand. I flew to Boston, and in Boston we took a small plane to the Vineyard.
We know that's a hot mess.
Yeah.
It is a hot mess to get to the Vineyard.
Yeah. That plane was it was hot in the beginning, but then it became nicer. But it's a little scary, those small planes,
Mm-hmm.
I take the ferry.
You take the ferry?
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, it is a little scary.
Look, anytime you got to get on the scale before you get on, or then they start trying to as it weigh your bag and you move on that side. I'm fat. I've been fat. I'm gonna get fatter, and I can't be arguing about that. This 4 pounds can't be the reason that we crashed. So I'm gonna just take all my fat to the ferry.
The last skydiving plane I was on was like a 2-seater plane.
Yeah.
Well,
first of all, the last. So my first was also my last.
Yeah, no. We all sat on the floor. The two of us that dove, and then the people that were on our backs, and then there was just a seat for the pilot and the co-pilot.
I did it once, and I'd do it again. I love it.
What, skydiving?
I'll go with you.
Yeah. Right. I did it in New Jersey, actually.
Oh, that must be where my sister went, because that was her big weight loss journey thing. Was that she was nasty? Because
that was mine.
She was too heavy. So all she wanted to do was break the weight so she could finally go skydiving. So, and she did, and she went. And I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Take a picture, because I ain't going up there. I'm done. I like the ground. Again, I did that. It had my one time. As a matter of fact, I tell a story all the time about how I had a full scholarship to Notre Dame. And they had sent me the flight and, to come visit. And I kept saying, what is a turboprop? It's back because I'm old. So they get used to actually print the tickets out from the travel agent. But what's a turboprop? Nobody would tell me what a turboprop is. So I get to Chicago in the middle of the winter, and then they send you outside in Chicago in the middle of the winter. And I'm like, what's the and I swear that Bob and Joe was the pilot. Like Bob going to fly the plane, and Joe went out there and threw the propeller. And yeah, so I got to South Bend, Indiana, and I landed, and I called my father and said, send all my stuff because I live here now, because I'm never, ever coming back. So my father had to drive from Philadelphia to South Bend, Indiana to come get me because I was never coming home. So needless to say, that's not where I took my scholarship. And it's a good thing because I took my scholarship at Villanova, and Villanova got a pope. Notre Dame don't got one of them. So, so tell me what it was like when you actually got there, all the hustle bustle. You said it was surprising to you. What surprised you?
What surprised me is like I've been to so many different places for City Rhythm so far, and it's always like a work mindset. Like, yeah, it's nice to travel, but I'm never in a true vacation mindset. If I do feel that, I have to force myself into it. As soon as I got there and I really started, like, got through the airport, got the rental car and everything, this crazy sense of peace just came over me, right? Like a weight just lifted. Like I don't have to worry about tomorrow. Like the energy was so crazy. And I was looking at my girlfriend. I was looking at my photographer also. And they looked at me and I was like, you guys feel that? They were like, yeah, I just don't know how to explain it. I've never felt so much peace in a place before. And I don't know what it was.
Now, where'd you go on the island?
All over. When Edgartown, we stayed in Oak Bluffs.
Ooh.
Yeah, we went all over. We ate mostly in Oak Bluffs. Edgartown Lighthouse we went to. That was really nice. We tried to go to the beach, Long Point or something like that, but it was closed because it's still their winter. So we did a lot of driving. It was just so scenic, so beautiful. I ate a lot of seafood, and it was so green. Everything was so green, and I was like, it really matches my bottle. You know what I mean? It's not a vineyard, but everything is just so alive and fresh and green. I was like, this really matches the aesthetic of my bottle. So we did a lot of filming and stuff on the rocks, by the beach, on the pier, just freestyling. But I never felt so relaxed in such a long time. I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
No, I think it's actually, it may be hard to put into words, but I mean, it's, it's the East Coast playground, right? So, especially here when you're talking about from the like Philly to up to Boston area, this corridor, everybody's kind of been there. It's one of those places that you aspire to go, especially in August, for the arts festival, because that's the reason everybody goes in August. Is there's the art and film festival that goes on in Martha's Vineyard. So that's where all of the black bourgeoisie retires for the summer. That month is just full of, which is why I said, actually, because we know where the Obama stay in August. We can get your bottle there, but the rest of that becomes is that you got to visit it, the reality of Martha's Vineyard, which is before the tourists really arrive. When it's really the locals, and it is really laid back. It is very welcoming. You get to enjoy the tranquility because it gets to be a lot of a hustle bustle. It does.
I can imagine.
It gets to be a lot of the hustle bustle, especially
when narrow and all that.
Yeah, they've got one strip. It's really one way to the strip and one way out the strip. Yeah. So, but also it's such an outdoors place. They really promote that. They promote the love of the environment. So I hope that not just the fresh air, but they've got some protected birds on the island. So I hope you got all of that vibe going on, but also, like I said, the hipness and the vibe of that. And I just got to say it, the black culture.
I was actually, I didn't know what to expect, but I was like, wow, it's actually pretty diverse over here.
Yes.
And it's not like, how do you say it? Everything just felt natural, No one was trying to be diverse. It just is naturally diverse. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, I got to come back here. So it's the most peaceful place I've been to. And I can't wait for my photographer to finish her editing because we got some amazing, amazing shots.
Well, let me just tell you that we've got 2 fake weddings that are occurring, and they want to know, can they each order 4 bottles of can they order some bottles early because they're getting married as well, and but they need 4 bottles for their wedding.
Oh wow.
Okay. To make sure that it gets there in time. Derek wants you to know that, y'all can just go ahead and open the pre-order window and just tell us about the fake drop, so we can get on in there, and then you can shut it down again. You ain't got to tell us the rest of the people. Like I told you, they was mad when they wasn't first, okay? About the Zernell fragrance. And you actually, interestingly, and this has been one of the things that I've loved about doing these interviews. As I've said, we're a little different from other groups because almost 80% are, fragrance novices. What they know is what they're learning, right? And always when I look at who's watching and I see new faces who are now so excited about your fragrance, it's, that's, I guess, for me, it's why we do it. We want to expose different people. I mean, it's great that I'm talking to the bros and the sisters, but I love it, when you get Jacqueline Renee, who just won a bottle of, I think she won the Pizzaglia, right? Mm-hmm. That's her first ever niche fragrance. And now she's hooked. And she was the second person on the video. And she's so excited right now. So, and I mean, that's really what it's all about. So I'm just glad that everybody's getting exposed.
You guys open a doorway for people that usually wouldn't do it on their own or have the motivation to really seek out, things like this on their own. So you open that doorway for them to feel comfortable.
Child, you don't know the war we had about your bottle, okay?
My bottle?
Yes, when we did the giveaway. It was going down in the DMs, okay? Like, look, these are the answers. Did you get all of them? Did you get all of my entries? I really want to win. Did you pull yet? Well, I'm trying to make sure I gave a cutoff. Well, that's too bad. They took too long. It's the day they were trying to make sure that they cut the people out because they were trying to get their bottle, okay? They were so excited.
That's my inbox on a daily.
Well, I hope so.
We don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. That's why I try not to bother you. I let Jess do it.
Yeah, that's just a testament to success and how all you're doing as a business and a brand.
I mean, I'll respond as soon as I can. And sometimes I respond very short is because I got 10 other tasks open right then and there. I'm like, okay, I need to respond. Boom, boom, done. So I try to respond as fast as I can. But
you do a really good job because you've never made me wait.
And so this is the thing, right? That becomes a part of managing the business. Is that one, you can't please all the people all the time, but number two, people have to understand that tone is not like they got to stop taking stuff so personal. Like a lot of times you get a matter of fact response because some things only require yes, no, and okay.
Yes.
Everything don't, I like I said, look, somebody get mad at me because I am the worst phone person ever. And I'm sure I am the worst. I hang up on you in the middle of the thing because I'll be like, yeah.
All the time. She's like, all right, talk to you later, bye. And then just click.
You might be in mid-sentence.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just say, I'll holler, and then just hang up on you. And it's like you can hear a drive-through person talking or we're at whatever shop she got to.
Yeah, I mean, and we're only human, it's like we can only do so much. And in text messaging, there's no tone, so yeah.
Well, we talked about your trip to Martha's Vineyard, but why don't you tell us a little bit about the actual fragrance? I'm sure at this point you've released some, if not all, of the note breakdown.
Yeah, I have all of the notes. So it starts off, and I've never really played with plum much. I don't really have much plum fragrances, but this plum comes off. It's really hard to say. It's sweet, but not dense and overpowering. Let's say like Puerto Rico or 8641. It's a whole different route. It has the hints of coconut in there that's present, but it's not a toasted coconut. It's not a creamy coconut. It's like, it's not even like a coconut water. It's like you get whiffs of like a fresh cut open coconut, like a blast of it. Um, and then you get the tobacco's in there, but it's not like, it's like a whisper of tobacco. It's like very light in there.
So is it
There's
like a green tobacco? Is it like a field tobacco?
Has it been burnt? Is it fresh?
it's
Cigar pipe.
more of like a sweet pipe tobacco.
Okay.
Like the plant, like
Yeah.
going into the fields in Cuba and
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's not prominent. It's just so well blended. Um,
Is
what
it
else?
blended with another green note? That's that what makes it mellow out some?
Well, let me just get a quick look at it right here. The notes on it. Everybody thinks the juice is green, but it's not.
But it's the bottle, right? It's the glass
Yeah.
of the bottle.
I had the bottle colored, and then I had the bottom of the bottle gold spray painted, and then I'm not using metal labels for this one. This one, the label is actually printed on, and
Okay.
then yeah, so it makes it much easier. So there's a bit of orange zest in there, jasmine, orris root, soft woods, musk and tobacco, vanilla and driftwood. All that's in the base, and that really comes out in the base. But in the beginning, you really, and people ask me, what is black coconut? So when you hear black coconut and plum, you're like, okay, what's black coconut? There isn't really any black coconut in nature. The black coconut that we used here is an accord, and it doesn't smell like burnt coconut. Some people are gonna think burnt coconut. No, it's the accord is more. It's really hard to explain how the perfumer explained it to me. It's not a complex coconut. It's like a clean, very simple, non-creamy, non-toasted kind of coconut. You really have to smell this to understand it. It's so hard to explain because I've never smelled anything like it. I need to get some out to you guys so you can at least get
Yes,
an
that's
idea.
the right answer.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know the thing is, I have a feeling that this is gonna do as well as Miami. Because I smelt it last night. And I was like, wait a minute, why do I feel like I'm smelling Miami? It wasn't smelling like Miami, but I got the feeling of Miami, my Miami, the fragrance. I was like, I feel like this is going to do so well because it's such a different route from everything that I've done.
So when you say it felt like your Miami, what is the feeling that Miami like emotes to you so that we can feel what you're feeling?
Well, I guess it'll feel different for me because Miami, for me, when I first launched it, it was just crazy amounts of excitement, um, very transportive. I instantly, not every fragrance transports me. Some will just give me a feeling, but not transport me. This one actually takes me somewhere like the way Miami does.
Okay.
Miami's 4 years old now, so there's some nostalgia building up. And so it gives me
And we're talking about the original, not Confessions.
Not Confessions, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Again, the people need to know that because remember, a lot of folks don't know.
Yeah. So again, it's really hard to paint a picture of this fragrance. You just have to smell it.
So is the plum like a dark plum?
Mm-mm.
It's not a dark plum.
No, it's like a light, sweet plum.
Okay.
You smell it. Okay, the visual I get, even before I went to the vineyard. The visual, you smell it and you think of white fences on the beach, white sand, Victorian style houses, white linen. It's a very clean fragrance, very unisex, but it's so clean, but it's not a freshie. It doesn't perform like a freshie. It performs like an extrait, but it's light and airy enough that you may think, oh, it can pass off as a freshie, but it's not going to perform like a freshie. Freshie kind of like, it's fleeting almost, you know, it's very light. Most freshies that I know of. So that's the picture that I get. I think of Old Money, which is what Martha's Vineyard is.
Which is Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. It gives you that feeling of elegance, you know, and I'm better explaining fragrances with those kind of words, to paint a feeling in your head so you know what to expect.
What color do you see?
I see white and green. White and green.
So seasonally, where do you think this falls? Because here you are in Martha's Vineyard and it's still considered winter there, and we're dying down here in 100 degrees. It's summer for us. So,
yeah.
I mean, depending on what time of year, you know, where do you feel this fits in seasonally? Because their seasons are so much different than a lot of other places.
Right. So it's definitely a summer fragrance, and it can be pulled off into the spring and into the fall. You can wear it in winter, but I feel like if the fragrance is not heating up, a lot of the other notes won't pop, you know? So it'll work spring, fall, and summer.
And again, daytime, nighttime, it can go either way.
Yeah, I could definitely. And it's not dense like Tropical Confessions or Puerto Rico or St. John. It's not that dense.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
It's becoming somebody's wedding scent.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What kind of environment is the wedding in? Like, what's the weather or the vibe there?
Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't get much details, but I know it's a summer wedding. I don't know exactly where he's having it, but I could see that definitely being a wedding scent. Very memorable kind of fragrance. It's not like you're gonna smell it and forget what it smells like. You'll know. You'll remember that. It's elegance is all I can think of. Elegance, clean, but not boring, you know? Yeah, I should have, before this live, I should have sent you guys some samples.
I can't wait to get my hands on it, honestly.
Unisex, straight 50-50,
yeah.
60-40.
I thought it was going to be very feminine when I first smelled it. And then I have two guys that work for me, and I was like, you don't think it's feminine? He was like, no, not at all. It's like right down the line at unisex. So when I smelled it on them, I was like, it smells different on you. So yeah, I thought it was feminine. I think it leans a bit more feminine, but then I was proven wrong by, you know, one of the guys that work for me. Two of the guys.
Oh, there you go. It's all about the chemistry.
Yeah. It's that's why you can never definitely say, hey, this is this or this is this, you know. I always say, if you're going to talk about fragrances, use the words on my skin, you know.
Yeah.
Like it sucks on my skin. It's amazing on my skin, you know.
Everything gets sweeter on Jess's skin.
Oh God, we got to hear about the perfect pH balance again.
I didn't say it
on mine because according to McCralin, you know, I've got black girl moisturized magic. So there.
Yeah, I don't bring it up. You guys bring it up each time. I just want to sit in the background and just say I just laugh each time.
McCralin is something else, huh? I love him.
He's so silly.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in here. He should be on this interview with us. Like, he should have.
He's good.
I've messaged him multiple times because we've gone to Orlando over the fact.
And he's literally like, I was in Orlando today. I should have just like gone and knocked on his door
all the time. I'm like, hey man, we're going up to Orlando. Like, you want to meet us over Lodge Tea and just hang out, talk sense? But I haven't been able to connect with him.
He's been really busy with some like remodeling projects and stuff, so he hasn't been creating as much content. Although I've seen him posting for you today, like his one Miami post had me cracking up. So
the dude has a brain on him. I don't know what goes on in his head, but he's good at what he does, and he's captivating. You know,
I watch him.
Yeah, well, I told him, I'm like, dude, I want to be close to you right now because you bring a whole different view to the game of reviewing. You know, and I was
think it's more relatable content.
Yeah, and
it's more relatable content because
he's a comedian.
it's funny, but it's also situations that you can relate to, like the black girl magic of moisturized skin. Like, he really wanted to talk all about the difference in how the fragrance smells. For those reasons. Like, he told somebody, he was like, I don't know, go get some lotion or something, because you're dusty. If it doesn't smell good, it's because you're dusty. Like, basically.
Yeah, like he nips the haters in the butt before they even become haters, and they start to love him.
Yeah.
We're
gonna nail him down one of these days.
Yeah.
Huh?
We will. We'll nail him down.
Yeah, we've been trying to meet him. We just can't seem to get it together.
I met him in Jacksonville last year. But I'm
sorry you went to Jacksonville, Niles.
That's like the worst.
It's not Tampa.
There's a family-owned boutique that carries my stuff. They were in the Avenues Mall, but now they moved out and they have their own boutique somewhere else in Jacksonville. So I'm going to be there on the 28th of this month. For doing another Martha's Vineyard launch type of thing.
Well, we can probably meet you up there.
Yeah.
It's a nice little 5.5, 6 hour jaunt for us.
10 the last time.
Are you kidding?
I swear, the last time I went, it took me 8.5 hours to get there.
They're Floridians. They think that's close.
Really? No.
Yes, I know. I went down there. Literally, I went to go visit them. We went to Miami and Tampa, and we're like, well, we could just go to Orlando. Like, why? Like, why? Just because I am very much a Philadelphian. If it takes more than 11 minutes to get there, I got a problem with it.
I'll sit in the car for maximum 4 hours. That's it. I'm not driving anymore.
You might sit in 4 hours just to go 45 actual geographical minutes down here.
Yeah.
So
it's very frustrating. I'm like, y'all got this.
Oh, I would go insane. I mean, like, Houston traffic is bad. Luckily, I live really far south. So, but when I have to go further up into Houston, I dread it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. But yeah, I'll be there on the 28th.
What day of the week is that? Is that Friday or Saturday?
I think they usually do it on a Saturday.
I was gonna say, I think it's Saturday. Somebody else is releasing it. Yeah, it is a Saturday.
Saturday, yeah, they do it on a Saturday. So I'll be there.
That's Angelica's birthday.
Huh?
Just tell him, Josh. That's Angelica's birthday.
And then
there's a possibility we could drive up because we'd have to come up the Friday before and then stay and then leave on Sunday.
So that's the weekend after Father's Day.
No, it's not.
Father's Day this weekend, no?
Yeah, Father's Day is next weekend. Father's Day is early. It's like the 14th, the 15th. Yeah. So it's 2 weeks after Father's Day.
Two weekends after. Oh, Jesus.
Father's Day is usually like the 20th. It's like a week early this year.
I'm also on the 20. Let me see, 21st, the 22nd. I'll be in Beverly Hills for a similar event for Beverly Hills Perfumery. I'm doing a vineyard launch thing there. So almost like a vineyard tour.
Do you have a calendar like on your website of where
I was gonna say, you have a calendar?
No, but
do we have a City Rhythm fan bus so we can just like be your groupies and run around with you?
Just get a big RV.
My summer's pretty much open. I got nothing going on this summer. I could totally be your tour manager.
If you have a driver, if you have an actual driver for an RV, you can drink in the back. So
there you go.
I need a City Rhythm RV.
Huh? You said what?
I need a City Rhythm RV to tour.
There you
go. We'll do it.
Well, I'm sure that somebody has an Eagles bus. I know that you could use briefly.
We'll just do a quick wrap on it.
Yeah,
and take it off.
But yeah, that's my June. June is insane for me.
No, that is a great thing. No,
I know.
You can't tell me that. 5 years ago, you thought that you were going to be, overly booked and busy.
No, not at all. I mean, you need a lot of energy for this, but it's a blessing just to do it,
I'm glad you said that. So how are you? Because I don't know if you know, but I am an esthetician, so I deal with self-care all the time and getting people to take care of themselves. So how are you practicing self-care during all this travel and launching a new fragrance and being out everywhere and burning the candle at all ends? What are you doing personally to make sure that you have you time?
I'm trying to get enough sleep, but quality sleep also.
Okay.
I And I also learned that if I'm gonna travel so much, my head needs to be clear. So I can't put my head in vacation mode, meaning like I'm not gonna drink or drink as much. Because let's say I go to New York this week and I get shit faced, and then in the next few days I got to travel again. I don't want to travel hungover. You know, as you get older, hangovers take days.
Well, you know, it's not even just that, right? I mean,
you know,
in my real life, I'm a trial lawyer, right?
Yeah.
And it is the gear up, it's like being on Broadway. And it's all the excitement and the stress and the pressure, because it's a whole thing, called trialist theater, right? Because it's a show. And I can do that for 3-4 weeks because my trials are long. And then it's like, as soon as the verdict comes in, like everything is deflated and all I can do is sleep for days.
Yeah.
It's like, people go, oh, you're going to go celebrate. No, I'm going to celebrate my way right into the bed. Yeah. Because like all of the emotions that were running the high, like just crash and burn. And when you're traveling around on a promotion tour, like you're getting that high and low, you're experiencing the crash on a plane because now you got to get right to the next place.
Yeah.
So, so also who's assisting you with this?
Right. So I don't really have anyone that is so the thing is, my girlfriend travels with me, but she can't travel with me as much because my mom lives with me and my mom needs help.
I was going to ask how is mom? I was going to ask.
Yeah, she's so much better. We made a lot of changes in her life. She has Alzheimer's, dementia, all that, And,
remember we had a situation the last time.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about your mom because I know that adds additional stress to you doing this.
Yeah, she just left the house and she went over to her neighbor and they had to bring her back, but they figured out what was going on. She just lost it. But she's better now. We've made a lot of changes in her diet and keeping her brain entertained.
The routine.
Things. Yeah, routine. So she's better, but we still, if me and my girlfriend are gone, I hire one of my employees who has worked in that field, and she comes and she stays with my mom. But we still like to be here for her. So I don't really have an assistant. I'm working on someone.
Well, Jess is available. Let me volunteer you because that's all she wants to do anyway. She can give you 2 months.
Her summers are actually open.
She can give you 2 months right now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's hard, and I can't depend on my photographer to be my photographer and my assistant, So
right.
Eventually, I'll need more help, but self-care, I need to do more. I think I need to do more, a lot more of that.
Orthopedic shoes.
Yes.
Shoes and a good mattress make or break your life.
Yeah. You travel so much and it's like, sometimes it doesn't matter if you're staying in a fancy hotel, it's still a hotel. It's not home.
Yeah.
And you miss home. I miss my cat and I miss my dog.
I miss my pillow, my very specific pillow that helps me sleep the best. And it's like, and it's just dumb stuff. Like the bed is too hot, it's too hard, it's too soft. I can't find the position I need to be in. And it's like, as soon as I master that bed, it's time to go to the next one.
Yeah.
Going to the next hotel,
Yeah. It's not always what people see it to be like on TV and stuff. And I'm nothing compared to like a pop star or anyone that's constantly touring, but I have a taste of it. So I could just imagine what they go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some of those tours are years, you could be a year and a half.
Yeah. And the thing is, I plan to do more touring and more, visiting more boutiques and stuff and really exposing my brand, because I believe in being the face of the brand really connects with people rather than just making an ad. You can do that too, but you really have to dig deep and find the energy sometimes. And that requires making lifestyle changes also, So yeah, good question.
At this stage, you are the brand.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are on this live so excited to buy a bottle of perfume are really mostly excited to support you.
Yeah.
The bottle of perfume is secondary.
Yeah.
So it's, if you were, the ass hat that they couldn't connect with, they'd be like, whatever, you be all right. Like, I get it after, I get it after everybody done got it and told me it's good. but like these people are running to blind buy based off of you. So that means that you have a lot of work to do, and that's hard. Like I said, you're just constantly on.
Yeah,
but you ain't got to be on with us because we just family.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like the one to complain about something like this because I can't complain about it. It's a blessing to do it.
Well, Jarian is on here. He's a small perfumer, and he's like Niles is living the dream. It's my goals.
Yeah.
And Jess, they said we're going to keep offering you up for a job. Somebody's going to take you up on it because we're always there. She's like Jess is always offering. No, she is the most helpful person. Like Jess will help you do anything. It's like I feel like in 3 weeks I'm going to climb Mount Everest. I will come with you because you need support and assistance. And you're like, lady, can you stay home? And she really will come. I'm just like, why are you here? But she's just. It's a part of her, she's a mom to everybody. She needs that. And she's very good at it.
We can work something out. You can have her Monday through Friday. So I get the bed to myself. Because this weekend.
No, baby, be right there. Stop it.
Actually, it was just me. I just arms and legs akimbo. I took up the whole bed and I slept so good on Saturday.
Nobody wants to know about this.
Oh, I slept so good on Saturday.
Nobody wait.
I said nobody wants to know about this. Like let's get back to the deal. So, anyways,
basically, Justin, nobody cares about you. That's
it's not about that. No, everybody cares about Justin. We care about his good sleep. We want Niles to get good sleep. Everybody needs good sleep, but we also want to be mindful of the fact that Niles does have to fly out tomorrow, and he's got to pack still because he has been so busy. So, you have something special that you want to do for our group. I don't want to announce it. I'm going to let you announce what you are deciding to do for the group because you love all of the members of this group and this group only. Outside of your own City Rhythm group.
So for this group, I've created a discount code exclusive for this group. It's going to be 15% off anything. It doesn't matter how much you spend. Even if you buy a sample, it's still 15% off. And the code is going to be Aroma15. So once I see those codes coming in, I'll be like, oh wow, it's from this group. That's pretty awesome. And
now they cannot buy. I'm sorry, Derek. Right now, you cannot buy Martha's Vineyard. Right, that's not a pre-order open for it. So you can get that on June 13th.
Yeah,
he's going to open up an actual window. We've talked about maybe lunchtime on the 13th where they can actually get that fragrance. Yeah. But if you guys wanted to go on now and see anything else that he's offering, any of the other fragrances, you could use that code as of today. However, no one can buy Martha's Vineyard before June 13th.
Yeah, and we still have to build a page on the shop too. We have to do all the SEO. We have to make sure that all the pictures are correct, the writing's good, and all that. So all that, then email campaigns and all that. So it's a process just to get the product on the website.
They're very excited. Thank you, Niles. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And it doesn't expire and it's unlimited uses. So.
Oh, well, see, so what he's saying is you can go get his whole collection one at a time while the code is still up.
What he's saying is we don't need to spin a wheel because everybody won today.
Yeah, everybody's a winner today.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, and it's it is really, really special how you reach out and touch us. So
I mean, as I said last time, I haven't done an interview in so long, and I really felt connected last time, and I was actually excited to do this again today. I didn't feel like, oh God, I got to do a live today. No, I was here early.
Yes, he was. I was over here futzing around because my mouse didn't want to work. So, and y'all know when you have to use a computer and you actually got to use the trackball and stuff, it's a pain. But I was like, oh, he's here already.
Yeah. Well, if you can make it Wednesday, that'd be awesome. You'll be able to grab a bottle. Maybe I should bring some samples too. I don't know.
Bring some Sharpies so you can sign them.
Yeah. Well, they should have Sharpies, but I'll try to pack one.
Actually, I'm the assistant. I'm the honorary assistant. If I come that day, I'll bring the Sharpies.
Yeah, you cannot believe how hard it was for me to find a Sharpie at Scent Explorer. You would think with so many people there, I literally had to search the whole building for one Sharpie and borrow it from a dude that was autographing some kind of book that he had.
Yep, and so the next
pack
day
them yourself.
I was sent to go get because I traveled back and forth. Last time I didn't stay. Because in the middle of all of that, I had court. It was a whole hot mess. Yes. It was that was my example.
I see McCraylian just popped on.
And then get the train up.
McCraylin's on.
Hey baby, how you doing? We were just talking about your wonderful style and flair, keeping us all so entertained.
Oh yeah. What was I gonna say?
So Wednesday, what time is it?
6:30 to 9:30.
What's the dress code?
Now she's all mad. She's like, "Oh my god!" So Sadie got on for the first time because she started a new job today, as a matter of fact. So she's like, hit the on the way home, and she's like, "Wait a minute! I didn't know it was Niles. I just knew it was alive. Now I'm mad because she's late."
The dress code, I would say dress up. I'm wearing a jacket, button-up shirt, and pants and shoes. So, yeah, I mean, it's my first store and in New York City, so I want to look nice.
I mean, you got to look like a New Yorker.
Yeah.
You got to look like you run this joint. See, I'm a Philadelphian, joint.
So you guys gonna try to come?
No, seriously, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I said, seriously.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know if I can make it because I got a pretty busy work week, but she's got a lot lighter load this summer than I do.
Gotcha.
And that'll give us an excuse to go to the spa the next day.
Yeah, we'll have to take Niles with us. You gotta get
some maybe you get a massage. I've been trying to get back to Sojo, so there you go.
Oh, in Jersey. When I was in Jersey, I was wanting to go there so bad, and I never made it there.
So actually, I should call Kristen because she actually asked me about that today. She's like, "We need to make a date." But yeah, no, I mean, so this is all exciting news. Oh, and so just an aside is that when they met me, Plum was like that note that just, I was like, it was a make it or break it. It's not like Jasmine that causes the allergic reaction. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't vibe with it. Mm-hmm. Right. So that's one of those, when your nose starts to expand or your palate starts to grow. But it is, we found that it is the way that the plum is done.
Mm-hmm. The way
so I'm going to be really excited to smell this.
Yeah, this plum. When I smell, okay, so I when I have briefs sent to me, mod sent to me, I tell them don't tell me what's in there yet. I have an idea what's in there, and I did not guess plum. I know there was something that I wasn't guessing, but I didn't. I just was not familiar with plum, but I also thought I would not like plum. Because I smelled it in a fragrance. I can't remember. It was a bit too dense, a bit too syrupy for me. Mm-hmm. And when he said there's plum in here, I was like, really? And when he said it's a top note, I was like, what?
Really? Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm very confident. Like this is gonna be a hit. It's just so different, so left field from City Rhythm. It's not the typical.
Well, that means that you're growing. I mean, come on, Niles, you can't do the same thing over and over again. You got to surprise us.
No, exactly.
Guessing.
Yeah, it's not that same tropical, dense DNA type of summer fragrance, and it's not a freshie either. So we'll see. Well, I want to see how it's received. So we'll see.
I have a picture in my mind based off of the description that you gave.
Yeah.
And it is very reminiscent. All I see is the TV show and the whole front of the TV show. So I'm very excited to smell it to see if it lines up with that. And I'm not going to. Anybody watch Revenge back in the day that was on ABC? Mm-hmm. That's what I see based off of your description. So I'm going to totally see if that scent matches that vibe.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be talked about a lot. I really see it being that scent that's going to be talked about a lot. So it's really hard to dislike it. It's mass appealing, but not boring mass appealing. You're like,
is it okay? So is it because mass appealing is not a bad thing? That means you can sell more bottles. Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody's like, oh my god, it's so mass appealing. I'm like, that is not a bad thing. Everything don't have to smell like civet, okay?
Right.
So I'm just But at the same time, I think that what we don't want is redundant.
Right.
I need to know that I'm adding still some value to my collection. So, and that's why I said that it's good that you are stepping outside of your typical kind of DNA, because you want to keep expanding on that. I mean, so for me, one of the houses that really, really does that well, that keeps it from becoming redundant, is Terenzi.
Okay.
Because definitively the DNA is there. Like, you can tell it's a Terenzi fragrance, but every single one is unique enough that you can't be like, I don't really need this, because they have distinct DNA. I mean, they all have distinct purposes inside of your fragrance wardrobe.
And I think I definitely bring that with this. It's so it's distinct but mass appealing. It's not redundant. It's not a flanker of anything. It's not similar to anything in my brand. It's its own thing. Like, there's Manhattan Midnight, there's 2654 Miami San Diego mix, 8641. It's nothing like any of those. Not even a pinch.
Well, we are excited and we can't wait to get our noses on it.
Yeah,
I'm super curious, Styles, because you have the like the mixes. So do you have anything in mind in your line that you think that this would pair with in going forward? Because you say it's so much different, so it's not something where it's like, oh, these two things are similar, so if I try to combine aspects of this, they might blend well. If this is so different, is there anything like that you want to experiment with, where you say like, oh, I think if I took 50% of this, and it would pair really well with 50% of that?
San Diego comes to mind. I see it pairing well with San Diego.
Okay.
That's a good,
maybe something we'll get to try in the future.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna start layering and see how it does with others. There's white shimmer in it, so you'll see it when you shake it up. You see the white shimmer.
I wanted to add, that's the question I wanted to ask, because I like to play with your bottles, and I know this is really stupid, but they are fidget spinners for me.
Yeah,
they are really, like, I have one that sits on my desk in my office, and I just, like, when something gets on my nerves, I just turn it over and look at it.
So it's a nice white shimmer in a green frosted gradient bottle. So the shimmer will look white and it might look green more on top. And that was not planned. It just happened. I'm like, oh, let me put white shimmer in this gradient green bottle. I wish I had one to show you. But
I want to see this gold down the bottom. So are you saying like it's like a painted gold around the bottom of the bottle, or it's like inside the bottle?
Let me show you.
Sorry if you can hear that racket. The kids are going nuts back there.
Yes.
Yeah, so that bottom there is painted.
Oh, so I thought that was just like, a reflection on the picture.
No, that's actually gold paint. Not gold, but gold colored paint.
No, I mean, that's cool.
And this is painted on, and then this is gold here, reflective gold, the logo. So it's gonna match the metal labels, but it was easier for us to do it this way. It'll save us time and everything, and no crooked labels or anything like that, so it's gonna help a lot. And
quality control, that's always a problem.
Yeah, and they come with the necklace too, with the
I love that compass necklace.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really good on you, and it has the coordinates to the island as well.
You have to do the thing where I can spray the perfume in the necklace.
Oh, the ceramic
like
disc?
the little locket or the little.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm like all about this jewelry that's going to have perfume.
You know what? Honestly, you know how they have, I don't know if you've seen them, but they have like the travel bracelets or the travel necklaces where you get the charms for everywhere you go. It would be great addition to have the charm for each city with like a disc where they could spray, the fragrance on the charm and then wear that in accompaniment with the fragrance that night. Or when they're right, but I'm just saying they have, like the charm. So as soon as they buy one of the one of the fragrances, they could buy the charm and just add it to their one piece, kind of like a Pandora bracelet would be. But they have those.
That's a great idea, actually. I really like that.
Well, now Derek moved on from getting married again. You know, he already got 2 wives. To now he needs to know how much would it cost him to ship my pre-order first. So he want to make sure that he's first in the line for his pre-order.
Listen, Derek, here's what I'm going to say about that. You can get in the admin chat, and I'm going to tell you how much I'm going to charge you if I fly in to go to this event on Wednesday and I can buy a bottle signed. I will let you know what you have to pay for me to get back to you.
You're in Palm River. Just meet me there.
I'm only going to have about 18 bottles at that event.
You mean you're going to have 15? Because if I fly from Florida, one of those is already called for.
Like, you know, but we ain't got to worry about it. New Yorkers are inherently late. I know how to be there when you open. So I'm not worried about it.
No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna also be great for networking. There's so many great people that are gonna be there.
Don't worry, Jess will be there, and like you'll see a little, like, you know, elf in the corner barraging someone about how they need to come on our Facebook Live.
No, I don't do all that. I'm not gonna do that there. No.
She doesn't do it then. She comes up to them so that she can hit them later with it.
Let me send her the invite also. But
is the RSVP on there so that we can make sure that we RSVP?
Once I invite you, you're good.
Well, I mean, look, I get it. You know, again, it's your new store. I mean, I pray a crush for you. And hopefully, you know, you guys have done all of your PR work and that you've got good response from, you know, from, I think there's even a Hudson News right around there in that area. And yeah, I mean, so, you know, hopefully all those people are going to be there, but I know your influencers are going to have you covered. Actually, I do want to talk about that before you go, because I've really been watching your use of the influencers, and it's actually really top notch. Versus, and I say that because I don't get the feel from the influencers that this is my commission-based sponsorship, and so I have to do this.
Right.
Meaning that excuse me, I get that they really have had an experience.
Yes.
You know, not like I took you to Dubai and gave you you know, $100,000 worth of Huda Beauty. And now you say this is the greatest face powder you ever had. Or like, you know, yes, I do get the feel of Martha's Vineyard from this, or, you know, I felt the sophistication and elegance because of A, B, and C. Like, so I'm enjoying watching the influencers.
Yeah. And I think I touched on this a little bit last time too. What I do, I tell them straight up, like, I'm not going to pay you to say anything, right? I don't do commissions for influencers. What I do, I tell them, listen, I'll fly you out if you want. I'll pay for your food and hotel and all that and your transportation. And you just come and do you. You know, you can make your own content for other brands too. I don't care. Just put me on a story if you want. But when I talk to them like that as a person, we create a relationship. You know what I mean? And I'm not creating a relationship to get free promotion. I'm actually genuinely getting to know them, you know, and getting to know about their lives and their family and this and that. And like, I just hang out with people who are passionate about fragrances, and they just do, if they talk about my stuff, they talk about it so naturally, you know? And if they don't like something, they will also say, hey, this isn't my favorite city rhythm, but you should still try it. You know what I mean? So everything's it comes out very organic when I tell them I'm not paying you to say anything, but I'll pay for your food. Obviously, it's a form of payment, right? It is. Whether how you look at it, it's still a form of payment, but it's not like it's not like me saying, hey, here's 10 grand, say you like this, you know?
No, it's it's an inducement, but not a contract.
Right. And I've had influencers come and they will talk about my stuff, but not really talk about it. But we're still good friends, and I don't care. Like, you're still in the circle. All the videos, people still see you here at my event. They're like, oh, that person's there. That means City Rhythm's, you know, doing something. He's there. So I try to do it in that way. That's my, I hate to say it's not strategy. That's just my way, you know, and it turns out pretty well.
So other than the tour, what's next?
I have something coming towards the end of the year that has nothing to do with cities. And I want to make it really, really big. I don't know if it's going to be limited. It's a fragrance, but it's, don't think city rhythm the way you think of it now.
Not the master of cities. What you told us is you want to be known as the guy who does cities the way it's never been done before.
Yeah. So it's might be a limited edition, or it might be a new line that has nothing to do with cities. It's just me testing the waters, but this is going to be amazing. I already have everything set in motion. And I can't wait to start teasing it because I really want it to be epic. Like epic, non-pretentious, just epic raw. Kind of like promoting it that way. So that's all I can say on it now, but I will have more to say on it as the weather changes and it gets colder, because it's going to be more of a cold weather scent.
So I have three things.
Yeah.
One, is there a possibility that we get an Emmanuel standalone, not City Rhythms, but like an exclusive store brand fragrance?
So that was my first thought waking up this morning. That's so crazy that you said that. But I haven't spoken to the other partners yet about it. But in my mind, I was like, I should do a Emmanuel City Rhythm collaboration fragrance. Maybe they might want to go the route where it's just Emmanuel NYC, and I'm fine with either or, because, I'm still affiliated with whatever they sell in the store. So it may go both ways. I can see a collaboration being good because Beverly Hills has one called Beverly Hills, Unique Luxury.
Mm-hmm.
So Beverly Hills Exclusive. They partner with the boutique in Beverly Hills, and they have one called Beverly Hills Exclusive, but it's in a unique luxury bottle. So I was thinking of doing something like that for Emmanuel and have the City Rhythm bottle, or something completely new, whole new design or whatever. So I'll talk to them when I see them and throw the idea out there and see how they feel. But that was a great question, actually. That was on my mind this morning.
Number two, if you have time in your busy schedule, throw up a post and let everybody know all of the dates and the cities that you're going to be in. If you don't have a calendar on your website, throw something together, because I know we have a lot of people that are in Florida. Jacksonville's not that far, especially if you're on the East Coast. We have plenty of people in California, so definitely get that out there. Let the people know on the events that are not invite only, because I'm sure that people would love to come out and support you.
So I try to do it when I know everything's ready to go. So, like, for example, the one I'm doing in Beverly Hills, I'm still in talks with the venue. So once that is set in stone, I'll make a flyer and just like blast it,
Okay.
So that's what I'll do.
Well, that's fine. If you tell us, we're going to blast it anyway. So, just let us know. And one of the things that we've learned is that, y'all artistic people. So y'all have issues with, getting stuff done in a great advance and, lead time. We got to drop everything because y'all doing it now. It's the artiste in you.
Yeah.
So we have to bear with you with that.
It just wouldn't feel right if I don't go through certain stages to bring the product here. It has to go through this door and this door and this door. So.
And my number three, and I never thought about it. It just honestly popped in my head when you were talking about the shimmer that you put in that bottle. So I'm going to give you this one. You can just, if you decide to go with it, just throw me a shout out. You could do a Christmas time release, City Rhythms, the North Pole. Gingerbread, peppermint, hot cocoa, put the shimmer in the bottle, make it like a snow globe. That's what triggered it. When you said that, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like a snow globe. I'm like, oh, shit. Well, the North Pole is a city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you that if you run with it in the future.
But okay, I think I don't know if it's city, but I got you.
Well, the thing is, I would have to go to the North Pole.
Well, let's get to it.
They have one set up in every shopping mall across America from around the time Thanksgiving ends.
And if you ask real nicely, he'll dress up as Santa again, and he'll be your Santa.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that'd be cool because it ties in with the cities. It would be a very fun holiday festive thing.
Yeah, usually projects like that, it would be limited edition, and I would have to plan it now. I have to get everything ready now.
It could be
a 2026,
2027.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, they're trying to get you to get stores in the DMV so they can come to them. They said if you do that, they'll make sure they're at every single one.
All right.
Well, this is we know you're exhausted. We appreciate you coming in. I know it's going to be 20 minutes, an hour and a half later. So bye, Niles.
Because we're always having such good conversations, and then time flies. But it was a pleasure. You guys are always so uplifting to talk to, and such good vibes, and you ask all the right questions and stuff, and I always feel comfortable. So yeah, I mean, I will absolutely do more lives with you guys.
We love having you.
So now I got to go and explain how I got to go to New York on Wednesday. So let me go pretend like I like this man. Wait a minute. Then I also got to explain that Jeff's coming to stay. So yeah.
Let's figure that out.
So there you go. So let me go.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I can start the coercion. All right. So it was wonderful.
So Aroma 15 is the code. Everybody write it down. We'll put a post and make sure you guys all get it. And then June 13th is the official Martha Vineyard drop. Somewhere 11 a.m., 12 p.m. Eastern. Look for it to drop then. And
the code's active now too if anybody wants to.
And don't worry, Derek will make sure that he tells you that it dropped right after he orders his 15 bottles.
All right, you guys are awesome. Have a good night.
Thank you so much. Be safe, enjoy, and much success. And I really do plan to see you on Wednesday.
It would be awesome.
All right. Travel safely, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's crazy out there.
All of the travel. So where are you now? You're in Houston now?
Yeah, I'm home right now.
Okay, and you're going up to New York tomorrow, and how long you be up there?
Just 2 nights. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and I come back Thursday. And then I have to go to Miami for something else, and then come back, and then Beverly Hills.
When are you going to Miami?
We're only an hour and a half.
Like an hour from Miami.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll be in Miami. Are you guys serious? Oh wow. Okay. I'll be
we're just on the other side of the
going?
state.
You're going to Are you going to? Where are you going? HYDS? Or are you going to Osme?
No, I'm not going to any of those. I'm actually meeting up with a couple of people there for a project.
Oh, okay.
But I'm free to meet up if you guys want to. I didn't know you guys were so close.
Yeah, they're close. Yeah, they're close too.
So I'll be there the 12th, 13th, and the 14th.
Oh yeah, 100%. We can drive over, have dinner or something.
Hell yeah, that would be amazing. And make some content also.
Yeah. And we'll get with you. We'll talk to you over the next couple of days because I'll bring you a ton of cool, crazy stuff to smell.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be awesome. That would be really awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Niles.
Appreciate it.
All right, y'all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, no, he was supposed to go already.
He's got to go.
Let me end that live.